What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Oceania AI only game. We continue. We are a few turns ahead because the war with Banuba, it's the main event. It's yeah, I don't think any cities have fallen on the map, if I'm not mistaken. So well, technically I think Burma had lost this one and then it went back again, but there we go. Either way, Vietnam has that now, but that was expected. We have some more ideologies very late, but we finally got something that wasn't more civs teaming up on Banuba, who are defending themselves just fine. It's mostly just boat battles that they're winning. This city's under a bit of pressure, but not really. So yeah, that's going on, but as you can see, we've got it. We have got Wahgi versus Motu. The fight for this island begins. There will be the help of Lao for Wahgi, but I don't think Lao will be particularly involved in this. There has been a few wonders, but you saw there Brunei with the CN tower most recently. But here we go. This is the beginning. Motu have no air power, so that is already a challenge. Wahgi do have a mix of fighters, triplanes, and a couple of atomic bombs at their disposal. So we'll see if they put any of those to use. As far as I'm aware, that would be the first usage of them, if anyone wants to. I don't think any have been used in Australia. Like I said, here it's mostly been sort of skirmish fighting between troops in the desert and some coastal battles. The Muri have held off as well. The Kulin have slowed down a bit. Australia is trying to get through the mountains to attack this city. They probably should have just gone round the bottom, but whatever. We'll let them off. There are some new cities sort of around the map. I think that one's a new one, for example. Australia grabbed some here, just east of Motu as well. Did the Maori? They already had these in the south, but no, maybe they've not added any more. Igorot's still here, looking quite big, but again, not much there. Brunei haven't added anything. So okay, maybe not as many new cities as I thought. I think here there's definitely some more though. The Kulin, Lao in particular, really getting quite aggressive towards Indonesia, and Aceh with their territory. There's a lot of civs with 3 cities that are all huge. Singapore, Igorot, 2. Good job, George. Well, Aceh is pretty good too, but this is a new city. You know, I'm gonna cut them some slack. These 3 are big. Burma's kind of in that work. They were certainly before they lost the city, and they still have 2 good ones and a settler. There you go. Finally heading out. Still no Lao v Vietnam. It does seem like there's open borders here to let Vietnam attack Burma, which could of course all be strategic. You know, if Vietnam gets weaker or their troops get stuck, could play into Lao's hands. Look at this, Vietnam very empty, although Lao doesn't look particularly full either, so not really. Disaster. Lei Loi has entered the atomic era, I believe. I don't know who that is actually. I was going to say that's Vietnam, but it's not. I think that's Vietnam in this game, in this mod, but I might be wrong. It's not. This guy is like Fa Gunum or something like that. Not Leloy. Aceh denounces Vietnam. Got another Lao settler. Don't even know where they're going. I feel like we've seen loads and they've just disappeared. They are in a war. They are in some wars, so that could be the case. But how is it going then? Motu versus not much evidence really. There's some fighting around this city as you'd expect. Which, you know, it's going to favour the Wahgi. They still have a cannon. Not sure that's the best unit of the era. Have some carriers here which could be put to better use. Australia with the Manhattan Project. I think that's only the second we've seen on video, but I think we got 4 or 5 in the sort of 10-15 turn gap. So it's not as rare. I mean, it's still good, but certainly not as rare as it seemed if you were just watching the episodes. New South Wales kind of just chilling, not particularly aggressive. They are still fairly dominant. Brunei still leads their 2 categories. Banuba lost the lead in crop yield, but has now taken the lead in production, which arguably more useful, especially at the moment when they're fighting a lot of people. But yeah, still a lead in land, economy, and soldiers, in particular for New South Wales, and crop yield well above Brunei's, but Brunei just playing the numbers game. Lots of big cities. Even the one, I remember this city getting settled not that many episodes ago. Now it's at 25. So they're really making the most of their island. And of course we saw they had the literacy. Did that say 98%? Surely it didn't. I don't think it did. But if I just want to check. Maybe it said 88. I feel like 98 might be pushing the boundaries a little bit of what we were expecting at this point in the game. But you never know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is 98. It's not going to load and tell me anyway. The Wahgi's turn is not going particularly quickly either. So they're obviously being very strategic with it all, or it's going to crash. You know, one or the other. Nope, there it is. Okay, but oh, now Banuba's got the most crop yield. There you go. Oh, it was 86%. Okay, maybe I saw this number. That's not so bad then. There's still a bit of a tech race ongoing. Brunei themselves don't really have many units. They joined against Banuba eventually, one of the last ones to join, so they'll probably go attack this island. But yeah, I mean, they're not particularly a huge army. They're just a very technologically advanced nation. Here, see a lot of Vietnamese ships. I mean, even Singapore looks like they have more than Vietnam, and they now have their own unique unit. I think that one's new. Maybe Banuba City since last time. But you can see there's just naval battles sort of going off all over the place, but not really many cities actually under threat from anyone. This city's obviously being bombed pretty heavily, but again, there's no one nearby to take it. Australia, yeah, struggling to get through those mountains. Anything else new? I feel like this might be new as well. New South Wales. That city there. So far, this was supposed to be exciting. This is what we came back in for, and slow burn. I feel like obviously there is, both these countries have hardly fought ever, so they're going to have to sort of, fight their way through a lot of units. There's an interesting kind of mismatch, right? Infantry for Motu is probably going to be very effective if they attack these cannons, because the cannons outdated. The infantry will be able to do a lot of damage if they can melee attack them. And that is mostly Motu. I mean, this warrior is obviously in an even worse position, but we'll keep an eye on it. But of course, if it goes badly for Wahgi, you never know. They might resort to other means to finish this. Not maybe because it's the shared island, they might be against that idea, but you never know. Could still go ahead with it. They have a lot of big cities too. 34, 31, 36, 25, 31, and another 31. How many? Brunei has 3, 6, 7 good, 7 all above 25 as a minimum. Wahgi have 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 5, 6. I've lost count. 6. Okay, so they are missing 1. If you were to compare them, but I'm imagining they're probably both quite high up there on the info addicts for population. What New South Wales going to do this turn? Not too much, it would seem. Is that city not coastal? Oh no, it is. Okay, I was going to say that would be. It looked really weird. It looked like it wasn't on the coast. But they are built, obviously, able to churn out quite a significant amount of boats. You see them have. They have little groups of boats all over the place. Some older ones as well. A few triremes and galleasses. I feel like they probably have a load of money stored up. I don't know why they have so much. And their turn is taking forever. It's taking like 40 seconds. Great. Love it. There we go. It's finally over. Until I click the button again. This is what we're condemned to now. The Anangu still just bravely putting up a fight against Banuban troops here. And just not giving up. Oh wait, that's Igorot, not Wahgi. I thought they had another city. Ngarrindjeri. I can finally pronounce it, and now everything's slowed down and they're not really involved. Let's have a look. Who did have the biggest population? Let's do it. Try and do it by graph if it lets me. Oh, there is a fight at the top. I think Brunei has been overtaken by the Wahgi. They actually have for the first time. Brunei led for ages. It got close, and then they both sort of had a jump. But it appears the Wahgi are now leading. Lao is third. New South Wales, I'm guessing, fourth. Yes, and then some more intersecting lines. But let's have a look. Who? Category. There it is, 99. Okay, that graph showed the Wahgi being ahead, but there you go. Brunei still with a 4 million lead or so, but that's probably going to change. I'm guessing they're being caught. And then Laos much further off on 77 million. But this makes this a very populated region, if you think about it in real terms. What's that? That's basically 200 million from the top two, almost. 194, 297, 330, 370, 410. I'm just trying to work out. So about here is 500 million if you add all of these ones. So that's like half a billion. And then the rest probably gets it to like maybe 600-700 million. So it's getting there. It's getting towards a billion total in the Oceania region. Ever so slowly. Could see it happen before the end. There's some huge cities out there. Let's have a look. Where are the big 5 cities? I thought they were all in Aceh for a moment, but it wasn't sorted. Laos' capital, or maybe not their capital, but one of their cities is at 37. The Wahgi then have a 36. Singapore is at 35. Tutong of Brunei is at 35. Non-Dugal of the Wahgi is also up there at 34. That's the top 5, so 2 for the Wahgi. Igorot have a 34, as do Brunei, and 2 Brunei cities at 34. And then Singapore have Orchard at 33. And then 32 you've got a Motu city and an Igorot city, then 3 Wahgi cities at 31 as well. As Indonesia, another civ. All these civs slowly joining the order ideology. Don't think we saw any more revolts while I was skipping turns. Oh, maybe there was. There is now just the Maori as an autocracy civilization and the Wahgi as freedom. Both of them overall still fairly happy, so they may not revolt soon, but they're going to be under immense pressure, particularly the Wahgi in the middle of the map, more towards the middle, whereas the Maori a bit more isolated. No one has influenced anyone, and then Brunei have influenced 6 other civs. Oh, it's because of this. They have a pretty dominant tourism advantage there. Yeah, that's about 3 times what Australia have in second place. That's pretty useful for them. I mean, a long way to go to be fully influential. It says 6 of 21. I'm not aware of that. I thought there was 21 civs at the start, so I'm not sure if that's how many are still alive now. We can work this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to count them when I get to like their mainland, or it's going to get confusing. 8, 9, 10. I'll do Australia last. So that means Maori makes it 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And Angu here is dead. So yeah, there's 19 civs actually competing. I am obviously spectating, which takes it to 20, and then there's probably someone with a unit running around somewhere. I think it might be the pink Igorot or the purple one that was here a while ago. Maybe they have a unit somewhere. Just exploring the map. I don't know. Was anyone else? The Yongu, maybe, if they still have someone. Seems unlikely, but maybe. Who else? No, the Khmer are still around. I don't know if the Shan maybe have a unit lurking around somewhere. One of those civs that is no longer with us, really, in the game. Must have some unit somewhere. If you can spot it, now there isn't a prize, but good job. I'm trying now desperately, because it's fun, you know. It's like where's Wally? Where is it? Not seeing it though. Maybe I just miscounted. Could have just missed the civ. Maybe that's another issue we should account for. I felt like there probably is one unit lurking from a dead civ somewhere. Doesn't seem. There it is. Well, there's one. A Shan scout. There you go. We found it. I wonder if that's the only one, or if there's more. I'm sure there must be more. Shan units. Maybe not though. Maybe that is the only one. In which case that was quite impressive that we found it quickly. Maori settler. See where that ends up. I think that's one of 2 settlers we know that are actively looking for a spot. I think Lao had one. Yep, there it is as well. How is this battle going? Still pretty... This has been a weird game. They have really struggled with sieging cities and attacking this game. But yeah, this city's taken a bit of a hit as Motu's navy pulls up. Australia with a unique unit there. All these cities have now made it much harder for these boats. They have to, like, unless you have open borders and with one of the, well, you'd need it ideally with New South Wales. You have to go all the way around. That certainly increases time. So Vietnam completes the Manhattan Project for themselves. Meanwhile, Lao just enjoying it. They like being 3rd place in population. They're just doing their own thing up here. Yeah, I don't think this will go well for Vietnam. Please do not try and invade through that mountain pass. I don't really know how they do it. This city's not coastal either, which really makes it difficult. I'd just leave this. Let Burma survive. Maybe, you know, if you wait long enough, you might get this in a peace deal. But I wouldn't try anything too crazy if I were them. The Maori's turn. Brunei. Can't give us something, Brunei. I don't know what they can. They do not have. I want to know, where is their army? It can't be a big. It's number 6 in the world. It doesn't look like it. I mean, Banuba's is down in 11th, and it is holding off just about every civ in the world across a very large area. So that's more than impressive. I mean, yeah, New South Wales has over twice as much as Banuba, and they're not even making a dent. Maybe that's by choice, but a bit worrying. The Wahgi are actually in 3rd. Motu aren't even. They're at the bottom of this page, so that's another big disparity. But it doesn't seem to be really translating into any advantages here. Maybe because of the awkwardness of the island. Just a lot of brutal fighting sort of around the mountains and the forests. Cities mostly been spared so far. Aceh piecing out with Banuba. Maybe this is it. Maybe we'll get a big string of peace deals with Banuba, and one civ will not get one, and they'll be taken out. That would be... that would suck for them, but it would be... It's very plausible at this point. There's a lot of civs at war with them, though. Motu now completes the Manhattan Project, and the Anangu have captured a city. Off of who? Oh, was it this one? Yeah, it must have been this one. Off of Banuba. So that's pretty good for them. They've now got another city. These guys started in the western part side. This was their capital initially, and they've just built a new life for themselves at the top here. And they've held off Banuba. They've got a bit of revenge. Now, world ideology order. I think that's going to pass. It's just a small suspicion that since every civ in the world, bar 2, is following it, it will probably pass. Seems unlikely that it won't. Yeah, the Shan, they are still alive. So that probably is the one unit. That one, what was it, Warrior Scout, whatever it was? It's probably the last unit. Just one waltzing around. Who is this? Potatao Te Wero Wero. Who was that the leader of? I can't remember. We should go through and look at the leaders' names, I think. That would be... We owe it to them, I think, for the game. It's been interesting settlements. The later era has really stalled out some of the action. Burma have Anarata. I think that's a familiar leader we've had before. We can do social policies while we're here. Tradition, aesthetics, exploration, order. Cool. Exploration's going to be pretty useful on a map like this. Sadly, Burma's just not the best civ at the moment. Kulin, modern era with William Barak in charge. Tradition, patronage, aesthetics, and one order policy. Gambu Ganuru of the Muri, liberty, honor, aesthetics, and order. You just see everyone just says at war with Banuba. The Igorot went for liberty and finished it. They also finished aesthetics and rationalism, which is pretty powerful, as well as order. For 2 policies, Australia and John Curtin. Oh yeah, this guy's name is Aligion. John Curtin of Australia, tradition, patronage, aesthetics, and then order. Singapore are not at war with anyone, but apparently they backstabbed Vietnam at some point. I can see at the bottom there. They're led by Lee Kuan Yew, and they have done tradition, aesthetics, exploration, and order. That's a nice mix. Interesting mix. The Shan, not really with us anymore, but liberty and aesthetics. Yolngu, with their leader Wongu, are not around anymore, but patronage, aesthetics, exploration. Indonesia, we know their leader, of course. Piety 5, aesthetics, and commerce. They've not picked an ideology yet, although it said they picked order. They just haven't picked a tenet. Laos leader, Fag. I guess that, or not guessed, but I kind of remembered. Fat Nagum. I don't know how. Maybe you say that as one word or not. Fangum. I don't know. But either way, liberty 5, honor 5, aesthetics 1, order 3. Oh, it's the Maori leader, Mr. Patatau Tewero Wero, who's done liberty, honor, aesthetics, and 8 autocracy policies. Bolkiah of Brunei in the information era, piety 5, patronage 3, aesthetics 5, and 10 from order. Bolim, the leader of the Wahgi, they've done 9 from freedom, 4 exploration, 5 aesthetics, only 1 liberty. They also went slow there. Banuba in the modern era, a liberty with their leader Jandamara. What is that over his shoulder? Is that like a shotgun? Is this a historic guy? He looks like he's wearing a t-shirt and a... Or not even, well, he's not got a t-shirt on. I think he's just got like some sort of overshirt, and then he's topless. He looks pretty modern. I don't know if the Banubans are modern. It does look like he's holding a shotgun over his shoulder, but it might be something else. Liberty 5, Order 3, Aesthetics 1, and Order 5. As you see, a lot of wars for them. John MacArthur, very Scottish sounding person, in charge of New South Wales. Liberty, Patronage, Exploration, Order. Tijilpi of the Anangu, Tradition 3, Piety 5, Aesthetics 3. Lee Loy of Vietnam went Liberty, Honor, Exploration, and Order. Ede Siabu of Motu, Tradition, Patronage, Aesthetics, Order. I'm looking for like a nice contradiction, like someone who did Tradition and Liberty all the way. It's probably not going to happen, but there we go. Aceh Iskandar Muda, Liberty 5, Patronage 1, Exploration 5, and Order 3. Khmer went Tradition, Piety, and Liberty. And Ngarrindjeri with Liberty, Honor, Patronage, and more Order, with Ngurunderi as their leader. But there we go, that'll be it for today. Hopefully we can get some more stuff coming up, a bit more action from the AIs and a bit less. I mean, they're all sort of, they're doing stuff, but it's not in the same way as we're used to. So that will be interesting. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.